back. I'm here on Epic RPG today where we have the Christmas event. Started a couple of days ago, but I was busy making my day videos apparently. So we're here now with the Christmas event, still in reasonable time. It's basically the same as the Halloween event, if you were here for that. I didn't do a video on the Halloween event for reasons, but we've got one on the Christmas event here, and it's all good and it's all cool and there's free stuff, basically. So, Epic RPG seems to like doing really long events. This event ends on January 5th, so we've got like a whole month before it's over, which is pretty fantastic. But most of the stuff is going to be finishing on December 25th, which makes a lot of sense because that's Christmas. Notably, we've got things like the calendar that's going on. That'll end before January 5th. And the Christmas tree, which will end before January 5th, etc., etc. So what's the event all about? Well, you can see here, I'm on the official server, and this is the Christmas FAQ page, where they have a bunch of FAQ questions. I would love to go through and read you all of these, because they are actually very good and very useful. But there's 53 of them. So instead, I'm going to recommend that if you want some really detailed info, you join the official server and you read through the entire FAQ page. Why not? It'll tell you everything you need to know, and it's great. However, that would defeat the whole point of this video, wouldn't it? So what we're doing today is going over what's in the Christmas event. It's a more general kind of thing. I'm going to explain to you generally what you need to do, what the aim is, what the goal is, how to make solid progress with it. Firstly, you've got your regular commands, which we have helpfully got all lined up here. And as you can see, you get presents. Apparently I need more seeds, so we'll have to wait on that one. There we go. More presents. What we've got a chainsaw, there we go. Okay, we got a couple of presents. We get presents when we do stuff. Presents are cool. We also get snowballs and other such things. We can have a look at our inventory and see there are a bunch of Christmas items. Snowflakes, snowballs, and presents are the main ones. You can also get higher tiers of presents, pine needles, ornaments, gingerbread, holly leaves, and other things. There's a lot of Christmas items. To find out more about the Christmas event, we're going to need the Christmas command. And there are all of these info pages, which again have all the information that you probably need, and we won't be going through all of them today, but in general, would recommend having a look. What should you be looking out for? We have the calendar, which I mentioned already. Calendar, you're going to want to be using this command every day to collect yourself some nice stuff. I missed the snowballs on day 2, oops. But there we go. Today we got 50 presents, which is nice. And then later we're going to be getting better and better things. So this is a godly present, for example, right at the end there. So make sure you're collecting the calendar every day. We also have Xmas Chimney. Let's hope this is on cooldown. There we go. Wonderful. Xmas Chimney has a 3-hour cooldown and will get you another present. This time it just got me a regular present, but I'm pretty sure you can get higher tier presents in it as well. So it's just another way of getting presents. So that's great. We also have Xmas tasks. This is very similar to the Halloween tasks if you were around for those. We get 3 daily tasks and 2 weekly tasks, each of which gives us some stuff. Snowflakes, snowballs, and in this case, gingerbread men. In general, they will be things that you should be able to do within the time frame. So, for example, there was a weekly task to claim RPG Weekly. Of course, you're going to get that at some point during the week. So there you go. Some of them are harder than others, though. Like gambling 200 presents was one that I got a couple days ago. And that was hard because I didn't have that many presents yet. So yeah, there's stuff like that. Oh, in fact, no, there we go. Look at that. Slots at least 200 presents at once, but I don't have that many presents. Oh, never mind, I do now. Okay, you get the point. Some of them are harder than others. And then you can see it'll automatically claim them when you've got them. So I have one here, Eat a Cookie. If I do RPG Eat and then Xmas Tasks, it's going to claim as that one. You should be trying to do these every day just because they give you free stuff. Most of them are quite easy. Do things like generally using your commands. There's also things like use the rules command or use the tasks command and stuff like that. So in general, it's quite easy stuff and you should try and make sure that you're getting them. Shall we try the slots 200 presents at once while we're here? There is Christmas slots that I believe you just use like this. There we go. And you lose 200 presents. Let's go! That's how it goes sometimes. But we got the weekly task for it. So I can now claim that as well. There's a slot machine, you slot presents and you can maybe get some presents, and that's cool. Unfortunately, I didn't win anything today. That's fine though. So make sure that you're doing your Xmas tasks every day. We also have the Xmas quest. The Xmas quest is your main goal, basically. This is what the whole event is about. Opening presents. I haven't opened any yet because apparently I'm slotting them. Notably, you can do this at any point, so it's better to save your presents for when you get, weekly tasks like this, and then you can go through right at the end and do all of these quests in one go, right before the 25th. You don't need to do it last minute, but certainly there's no rush to do any of these things. They're not going to go away, and having the presents on hand might be useful for other things. Completing the Christmas dungeon, the same goes for that. We'll talk about the dungeon a little bit more later, but in general, you can complete the dungeon a bunch of times in a row later, so don't worry about it too much. Find the rare mob. This one I've apparently managed already, which is fantastic. You'll get this just by doing the hunt command reasonably often, so cool. Claim 5 rewards of the Advent calendar. Today, you could have got all 5. I missed one, like I said, so I'm 1 away. But make sure you're collecting your calendar every day, and then complete 75% of the Christmas tree. Notably, you don't actually have to complete all of it to get this, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about the Christmas tree next. There is, in fact, a Christmas tree that you also want to be working towards. You will have to build your Christmas tree, which you get, I believe, with Xmas recipes. There's a whole recipe for... there's a whole page of recipes for Christmas stuff. Christmas key. This will be how you do the dungeon. There's a few other things here that do stuff that we aren't going to talk about too much, but they probably raise your chances of getting Christmas stuff, so that makes sense. You can upgrade presents into higher tier presents, which is cool. And then we also have the Christmas tree stuff. There's the tree base, which is what I was talking about. You're going to need to get that. It only costs 4 wood. And then you get that, and then you unlock this command. You can have a look at your tree, see how many ornaments and pine needles and stuff you've got in it. And then there's the Christmas star, which you need to basically complete all the quest. There we go, see. We get Christmas star parts for each of the quest items. Once we've got 75% of the tree, we can then put the star on it, which is cool. We can also craft ornaments with ornament parts, snowballs, and pine needles if we need to, which... looks like I'm not going to need to because I've got more ornaments than I do pine needles, at least relatively, given the requirements. So there you go. That's the Christmas tree. There's also, the Xmas tree guide, as it says at the top there, which you can have a look at and see how this all works. But it's reasonably self-explanatory. You get stuff by doing commands. We've talked about it already. All good stuff. It's generally very helpful telling you what commands you need at the top of all of your stuff. So all good. That's generally what you're going for. There is also, as we mentioned, the dungeon. You will need the Christmas key to do that. And you can find more information about the dungeon, as with everything else, with the info command. So let's have a look, just as an example. Xmas info dungeon. Xmas dungeon info, probably. No. Xmas info dungeon. There we go. So yeah, we need the Christmas key in order to enter the Christmas dungeon. We can increase our stats in the dungeon with the Santa gear. Fair enough, that's what it does. Probably also gives you more drop rate, but there you go. Better Christmas dungeoning. And then succeeding in the dungeon will increase your max area of players, the same as a regular dungeon, only up to area 10. So that's pretty interesting. Other info, basically. Stuff. It is a dungeon. Makes sense. You also have to have 3 players exactly. That's worth noting. Didn't see that. There you go. And it will, other than that, works like a normal dungeon. Good stuff. In order to get the Christmas key, you need a normal dungeon key. You need a godly present, which is not the highest one, but it's pretty high. And you need 4 gingerbread, which you get from doing your weekly quests. So again, make sure you're doing your quests. What presents do I actually have? Let's have a look. I've got 3 godly presents, notably no void presents. It might be possible to get void presents by being lucky and dropping them, but I can at least prove with this stat that you can get godly presents just by being unlucky and dropping them. So you don't necessarily have to craft up your stuff in the recipes menu. In fact, I would recommend, again, not doing that until right at the end of the event, because until the end of the event, you have options, and you don't need to craft them up yet. You can always craft them all up at the end, and it'll be all good. There's also plenty of other help things on the info menu. As I said, have a look at your items, your consumables. There's a couple of achievements you can get. If we go down and have a look at the bottom of the FAQ, we've got achievements that we can get. Christmas roll, Christmas title. So you should be looking out for these kind of things. For example, eat a candy cane. Let's just go have a look. For an example, do we have a candy cane? No. How do we get a candy cane? Xmas, info, candy cane. Here we go. Candy canes can be obtained in the Xmas calendar, Xmas dungeon, and by opening presents. Make the player fly to the next area. So we need to eat a candy cane to get an achievement. That's one of the things to do. Go do that. There's other things you can do, of course, but in general, that's one of the things that you should be looking out for. Try and make sure you get the achievements, because these kind of things are all going to be limited to the event. I'm not sure if the event will be the same next year, but at the very least, you will only be able to get these titles and stuff once per year, and I assume they will be different next year. So make sure you get them all. Make sure you finish the event. You get the achievements. You get titles. All the rest of it. Also, worth noting, Sleepy Potion here. This was part of the Halloween event as well. They can be obtained in the Xmas calendar, the quest, and the dungeon. And by opening presents bought in the Christmas shop. Whole bunch of stuff. What they do is reset your cooldowns by 24 hours. And this is one of the excellent reasons why you can do everything at the end. Because if you need to beat a bunch of bosses or something right at the end, you're probably going to have loads of Sleepy Potions stored up. In the shop, you can buy 35 of them, which is a pretty hefty number. And of course, you will also be able to get them from those other methods that I just listed that were on here. So you're going to, assuming that you complete the event, you buy as much stuff as you can, you should go for the Sleepy Potions. This is going to mean that you have at least 35 days worth of cooldowns to reset, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, there you go. You can do all of that stuff right at the end. Don't worry too much about boss cooldowns or anything like that. For now, just chill. Make sure you're getting all your Christmas quests and your calendar, because that's all time limited. Just hoard as much currency and items as you can, and then later on in the event, especially since by that point you'll know more about it, go and do stuff and get achievements and titles and all the rest of it. It's good fun. Anyway, I will be leaving this video here because I've waffled for long enough. As I said at the start, if there is more info that you want, need, whatever, do check out the info pages in the bot and the FAQ channel on the official server, because they have a lot more info than I can put in a 15-minute video. But anyway, I will leave this one here. Bye!